everyone, JP Connolly here, representing the Kittansett Club. Proud to be my 4th year here. Very excited to host this historic championship. Well, there's a number of things that add to the players' experience when they're here at Kittansett. Number one, just take a look around. We're on a very small peninsula here at the end of what's known as Butler Point. We've got great views of Buzzards Bay on both sides of the golf course. It's just majestic. Our proximity to the water brings another key component, and that's wind. Wind always plays a key factor here at Kittansett, it's a rare day that the player doesn't have to do battle with the wind. I've been here 4 years now and have seen several days where we've had gusts of wind north of 50 miles an hour. And days like that, it's just a challenge to keep your balance, let alone try and hit successful golf shots. Kittansett's probably most notably known for its signature 3rd hole, par 3, which sits right along the edge of Buzzards Bay. It's an island par 3, completely surrounded by sand. And it's not just any bunker, it's coarse beach sand, very challenging once you're in there. And with these northeast winds, a player often playing a right to left shot is going to have to start the shot considerably out over the water and then pray that the wind brings it back onto some land. So those are just a few of the interesting elements of Kittansett. And the angles in general play such an important role here at Kittansett on many of the tee shots as well. For example, the 5th hole, there's these treacherous cross bunkers that you're on the tee and you just feel like you have nowhere to hit it. It plays an important part on other tee shots like 4, 6, 10, 12, and 13. And I'll say if you find yourself out of position, you're going to have a lot of work ahead of you. The mowing patterns, wind directions, and kind of the settings of the fairways, again, just really it's so much about the angles into the green. So almost in a sense playing the hole backwards in your mind and finding the right position based on where the hole's located.
Hi everybody, Ben Egan here, head golf professional at the Bay Club. We're really looking forward to hosting the 105th NEPGA Section Championship this year. So challenging areas of the golf course, really right off the gate, you get started. The 1st hole, looks pretty simple. Most players probably aren't going to hit driver. They'll hit a hybrid, 5-wood, depending on what the wind's doing. And that's really the case with us in Kittansett is what's the wind going to do. If the wind's coming out of the north, which is not the normal wind, normally prevailing wind southwest, but if we're coming out of the north, the 1st hole's into the wind, so you have to take a little bit more club and it becomes difficult. But again, it's all about the angle there, and you need to be out to the left side. A lot of people miss right. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, it's kind of hang on tight and just grind through those holes. And then once you get 6 through 12, you could argue 13 too, even though that's, handicap wise, it's rated as one of the harder holes. But 6 through 13, you need to get your scoring done, and then it's hop back on the saddle and hold on tight as you're coming in. 15's gettable, par 5, but then 16, 17, 18 are tough, and depending what the wind's doing there, 17 can be a monster, 18 can be a monster. So hopefully it's tight come down the end of the tournament, and it'll be interesting to watch to see what happens. So when the golf course originally opened, we were wall-to-wall bluegrass, and think Augusta or that kind of course, just wall-to-wall bluegrass. And then I don't know the exact year, but the club made a decision to become an Audubon sanctuary club. And I guess that actually happened in the beginning, but they kind of dove into that plan and wanted to maintain less land, so we started growing fescue. So now there's fescue that adorns almost every hole, and that didn't exist before. So we've become an English heathland style course, and the natural fescue, it makes it beautiful. A lot of times it runs into the woods, and you just get some pretty scenery out there, and it's kind of peaceful. When you're out on every hole, you're kind of in your own little land. You don't see a lot of the other holes. Hole at each place you're in your own zone, so it's peaceful out there. I think the fescue adds to that element, we're hoping in the coming years to have some more changes to the course. We are currently working with a golf course architect, Ian Andrew, and his early plans that he's drawn up for us. He was just here last month. Look really interesting, and the club decides to go through with it. I think everyone's really going to like the outcome, and I think we'll become even better than we already are.